We're on Baba Batra Perik Yud Mishnah Bet, second Mishnah in the 10th chapter of Masechet Baba Batra. So remember we talked about in the last Mishnah the difference between a get pashut and a get mikushar, a regular contract and a tied contract. So we're going to continue teaching about differences between those two types of contracts. Says the Mishnah, get pashut edah bishnaim, a regular contract, the minimum edim, the minimum number of witnesses is two witnesses. Okay, umikushar bishlosha. If you have a get mikushar, remember the whole point we learned in the last Mishnah of the get mikushar, of the tied up get, was in order to make it hard for the Kohen to actually give the get. So two is not enough, you have to have three. Pashut shekatubo eid echad, just like you have a get, that's only one aid. Okay, I'll translate it, but pashut shekatubo eid echad, a get, regular get with one witness, or with only one witness signature, umikushar shekatubo shnei edim, or a tied a get with that which has two edim, shneim sulim. They're both pasul, and the Batra said this is obvious. Okay, hachika amar. Of course, if you have only one aid, that's a din d'oraita, a Torah law that everybody knows. So the Batra says hachika amar. This is what it really means. Kishem shepashut shekatubo ed echad pasul midoraita. Just like everybody knows that a get that has one witness is pasul midoraita. Kach mikushar katubo shnei edim pasul midoraita. So same thing, a tied get that has two, it's also pasul midoraita. I mean, it's not good at all. It's not sufficient. It has to have at least three witnesses in order for a get mikushar to be kasher. New case. What happens if you wrote two things that contradict each other in a shtar, in a contract? Katubo zuzin mea, 100 zuz. He says, I'm going to pay you 100 zuz, or you owe me 100 zuz, I'm lending 100 zuz, whatever. The inun sla'in esrin, that are 20 sla'im. Okay. Now each sela is 4 zuz. So normally 20, 25, in order to get 100 zuz, you have to get 25. So you wrote two things that are contradictory. You wrote zuzin mea, 100 zuz, which is really 25. The inun, they are sla'in esrin, 20 sla'in. So what do you owe? Do you owe 20 sla'in or 100 zuz? Ein lo ela esrim. No, you get 20, you only get 20 sla'in. But, or in the same case, what happens if you wrote zuzin mea the inun tlatin sla'in? I'm going to borrow 100 zuz, which are 30 sla'im. So now you went the other way. So how much is the contract really worth? Ein la ella mana. You only get 100 zuz. Meaning you go by the minimum, by the lower amount. Okay, why do you go by the lower amount? Okay, if afagav dezuzin mea chamishim ve'asim sla'im, even though normally it's 100 pennies, 100 cents is 25 is nickels, 20 nickels, right? Because it's 25. I don't know. Each one is 4, so it's 25. I got that kind. Doesn't equal the math in America. Yad bal ashtar latachtonah. The guy with the contract, he has the underhand, the lower hand. This is what we say the shtar meant. Mea zuzim gruim, 100 bad zuz, she'inam shavim ela esrim slaim. Must be only worth 20 normal slaim. And if you said 100, that's 30. Ela elamani, you only get 100. Okay, esrim v'chamisha normal, 25 normal slaim, because that's what we say in the shtar. We say mea zuzim, 100 zuz, the inun tlatim slaim kalim gur. That must be 30 weak bad slaim. Now remember, in their times, the money was fungible. It wasn't like nowadays where the money is the exact amount. The money depends on whether it was rubbed out, whether it was light, whether it was heavy, etc., etc. So the Mishnah says, in every case, you always get the lower amount. The guy with the shtar, he gets the lower amount of however it could be interpreted. If you say 100 zuz, which is 30 slaim, then you get 100 zuz. If you use 100 zuz, which is 20, you get 20 slaim. Kesaf zuzin di inun. Now, what happens if you have the contract? Then there's stuff like rubbed out. Kesaf zuzin di inun. The money of zuzin. These kesaf zuzin di inun. I'm going to translate that exactly. Okay. Okay. It says, okay, I borrow. I'm lending you this money. It should say kesaf zuzin di inun 30 or di inun mane 100, but it doesn't say anything. It says kesaf zuzin di inun v'nimchak. It says kesaf zuzin di inun, and then it's blocked out. You don't know what it is. So how much do you owe? How much can you collect in the shtar? Ein pachu b'shtayim. The most you collect is 2, because we know that it's zuzin, and we don't know that it's a million. So make sure you don't have that part like blocked out. Kesaf silin di inun v'nimchak. Let's say it's slaim. This money slaim v'nimchak. It doesn't say what it is. Ein pachu b'shtayim. Similarly, the money, the most you can get, the least you can get is 2. Darkonot inun. A darkon is a gold coin. So we're talking about different kinds of coins. Okay, v'nimchak. And I'm sorry, it was rubbed out. And again, the most it's not less than 2. And the Mishnah is telling us that no matter the same rule applies both from on cheap coins and even more expensive coins. So here, interestingly, let's translate. It's written milamala above. It says I borrowed 100. Ulamata and below matayim. What's milamala ulamata? Lamala means like in every star, you have the beginnings of the star. It says on this day and date and this place. Ruben Spolter borrowed from from Yosef Klein 300 shekel, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes through the whole thing and he promised to pay and whatever the contract is. And the end, it's tachton. They review and it goes over and it says, and this is the star where Ruben Spalter borrows from Yosef Klein 100 shekel or whatever. So what happens if it says milamala maneh? In the top of the star, it says 100, and the bottom, when it goes over it says 200. Or milamala matayim, in the top it says 200, ulamata maneh. In the bottom it says 100. Mishnah says, "Hakol olech acharach tachton." You follow the last, you follow the summation, and there we say that blah blah blah. You borrowed 100 shekel. You got follow the bottom. In case lama kotvin tell you. So why do you write the top if you always follow the bottom? She'im timachek ot achad min tachton, because the thing at the bottom, the summary, is the thing that makes it final. But if a letter is rubbed out, is erased from the tachton, from the bottom. Yilman me'elyon, then you can know from the top how much it's really worth. Again, it says ot achat. Okay, since it repeats it. Why do you say it? Because to make sure if there's mistakes, that way you know how much it's supposed to be. The elyon will tell you how much it's supposed to be in the bottom. We'll stop here. Dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.